Hello, my lovelies. I apologize for the terrible lighting. It's nighttime outside, so I have no natural light, but I wanted to show you all my nighttime routine. I know it's been a while since I made a video, and this is the reason. There was a few questions about what we could and couldn't say in videos. I understand why my company came out and said, hey, you need to be careful with what you say and what you show and what you put on to your videos. I understand, because if I said to you, this product has amazing magical fairy dust in it, and then you ran off and bought it and it didn't have the fairy dust in it, then you could be very angry and you could come after the company and come after me, and that's just not protective of my business, or it doesn't help the company and its integrity. So we just want to make sure that you all know I am not speaking for my company, and I will not name products by name so that we can keep everything kosher and on the up and up. So I just want to show you really fast my evening routine. A few of you have asked about it. So the first thing I do is I get one of our great little wipes and I take it out and I go all over my face, because what this does is this takes off makeup. If you hold it for a small second, it's going to really loosen up that mascara and shadow or anything else you have on there. I do not have much makeup on today. It was one of those days. So there's not a lot to take off, but this is a great first step. Now, the reason I tell my customers and clients to take off their makeup first step is because, yes, we have cleansers. We have things that can take off makeup. But why? Why would you use the good stuff to just dump it down the drain, right? You need to get off the barriers so that our good stuff can actually get to your skin and really help with what it needs to do. So that's the first step I take. You know, it used to be, before we came out with these little beauties, it used to be that I just used a generic brand that I found, just Joe Schmo everywhere. And I have to say, I really like these a lot better. I think that they're softer, they're a little juicier, and they just seem to work a lot better. They also work on really stubborn, waterproof mascara. Okay, so that's my first step. And once that's done, my skin is ready and prepped for our next step. Now, I like to use the Blue Line at night. I like that it gives me a bit of a mask feeling. Now, you noticed I didn't have to put any water on my face because the wipes I just used prepped it beautifully. You can rinse a little for a more gentle exfoliation. You can rinse your skin first or put a bit of warm water on your fingers, but you don't have to. Now, in the interest of time for this video, I am not going to let it sit very long. Normally, I let it sit for a whole minute or so while I'm brushing my teeth, so that it has time to set and really pull out the impurities. Another thing I like to do, I like to take a step, the first step from our Purple Line, and I just put a tiny bit on my finger and just over my nose and over my chin, because that is where I battle with blackheads. And so by putting a bit over top of it, I have a double whammy. I have kaolin clay that pulls out impurities, and then I have a sulfur, not sulfur, okay? Because they're very different things, and some people mistakenly think that they can be allergic to sulfur, which is impossible. You cannot be. Anyway, so that pulls out impurities and helps dry up the blackheads. So I like to just use that a little bit in that area. Now I'm going to go ahead and rinse it off, because I don't want this video to go on forever. You all know I'm a talker, and I try really, really hard to make these videos short, and it just doesn't happen. I do try, though. I do. All right, we're going to be off screen for a second here while I try to get this rinsed off. And I just noticed I don't have a towel. Well, that's lovely. Here I was thinking I was so prepared. And I wish there was a way, without editing, to speed up this process. Because I feel as though I'm wasting a bit of your time just rinsing my face. I went and grabbed a towel. Oh, all right then. So that just feels refreshing and lovely. I got it all rinsed off. See? You have to check in the little corners and creases of your nose, around your chin and your mouth, because you don't want to leave that on. It's not good for your skin. Hang that back up. All right, on to the next step. Now, I use the toner in our Blue Line. Now, the reason we use a toner, a lot of people shy away from them because my generation back in the day, they were very harsh, very alcohol-based, and nobody really wanted to use them. And so what I try to let my clients know is this is very different. And the reason it's so important is because a good cleanser, like the one in our Blue Line, or any of our cleansers, will remove impurities and gunk and things you need off your skin, but it also removes the things you need on your skin. The oil balancing and the protections and the pH. Now, when the pH is unbalanced, you can have issues. So that's what our toner does. The Blue Line toner is very good for reducing the appearance of pores and rebalancing the pH and giving your skin back what it needs to be prepped for the next few steps. So now my skin is completely clean and toned, and I'm ready to move on to my next step at night, the roller. Now, those of you that have watched my roller video, I explain in a lot more detail. If you've noticed, some time has passed and we have a new roller. The video I made explains a lot about what it does and what it is and why I use it. But now we have a new roller. Now, a lot of things have not changed. The size, the length, the width of the needles have not changed, but it's a little bit more ergonomically correct for your hand. It's a little easier to store. It's easier to clean. And they took one small detail and they shifted it. They tilted the needles, so this is a lot less prickly, if that's a word. So, what I tell people is if you have had your roller for more than a year or so, you might want to look into getting one of these. They really are an improvement. But if you have an old roller that you just opened and started using, there's really no reason to replace it. Let's be honest. As long as you're rolling, that's the important part. All right, so after I'm done with that, my skin is now ready to receive the treatments that are going to help it the most. Now, what I like to use our Silver Serum. Now, this is a hydrator, and we've talked in the past about the difference between a hydrator and a moisturizer. Okay, a hydrator gives you what you need. A moisturizer holds in what you have. So, I happen to live in a desert and do not have any moisture. So, I tend to use this hydrator at night, every night. And I only need to use, so you twist it, and it pulls up about that much, and I only need to use about that much. Do you see what's in the bottom there? Here we go. See? So this little bottle lasts you quite a long time because you don't use hardly any at all. But it gives your skin the hydration that it's craving. Last step, last piece. It's one of these lovely blue serum capsules, okay? Now, this is our retinol, and we've talked about this in the past. We actually have a patented name for it. It's called Retinal, and it has been bonded molecularly with calcium to keep it stable and to keep it gentle, because what's the problem with retinol? And what the problem is it ends up flaking and your skin turns red. It's very harsh. So our new formulation has been very handy and proven clinically to be a lot gentler than most. And as strong as you can get without a prescription. So that's also a very big bonus. So I put a bit of that on. And then I put the rest on the back of my hands. Now the reason I do this is because I'm also trying to prevent and reduce damage and age spots on the back of my hands. And so it's a great way to use up your extra product. Then I like to use my eye cream, okay? You use this finger because it's gentler and has an easier, softer pat. And if you tell me you don't need an eye cream, I'm going to ask you one question. Did you ever peg your jeans? If you ever pegged your jeans in high school or middle school, you need an eye cream. And that's it, ladies. Here I tried to keep it short again and I still went into 10 minutes. Sorry about that. I'm so thankful all of you that watch these. I hope they're helpful. Please let me know if there's any video you'd like me to make. And that's that. Now, the only reason it took me that long to do it is because I was talking with all of you. If I took out all my blab, it would be quick as a wink. So don't be worried about the number of steps and the time it takes. It really is very fast. And your skin is worth it. So we'll see you all next time.